It's Sunday, December 14th, 12:57 a.m. Wore my Oklahoma State sweatshirt today. Pretty damn cold today. Stay warm. Oklahoma State was playing basketball bedlam against OU. Pokes lost. They were playing a tough game. Until the last minute or so, they started missing threes and they lost the game. No longer undefeated. I don't know if they really played any tough teams until this game. And they lost. At a neutral side, Oklahoma City. So they're going to be decent in basketball. They're good in basketball. I think a TV announcer said they'd be ranked number 27th if they went above 25 in the rankings. My Purdue Boilermakers won. They beat Marquette by 20 or 30. So their one-game losing streak to Iowa State, it was number 10. I guess Iowa State jumped in the rankings some. I don't know. And Purdue hadn't played that many tough teams yet, I don't think. Marquette has had a lot of good teams. They used to be a good, Purdue was off that day, missed second half. They sloppy, missing threes. So anybody can beat anybody in NCAA Division I on any given day. The best teams can have off days and get beat by, if there's so many good athletes, if they're good enough to play on an NCAA Division I team, it's there's nobody's going to go undefeated. Nobody's perfect. Chiefs play tomorrow. They've fallen off their pedestal. They're almost out of the playoffs. I guess they're mathematically alive. So I'm a Chiefs fan just because I've lived here my whole life. So see if they can slide into the playoffs. I don't think so. I wouldn't bet money on it unless you wanted to just take a high flyer, and be prepared to lose all your money and maybe make big odds if they do make it. It's possible. It's not impossible. But could be impossible after tomorrow if they lose, I guess. And they're still favorites to win tomorrow. They've been favorites for 2 or 3 weeks. They don't win, so who the hell knows? Chargers are alive for the wild card, so they're going to be playing full force. The Chiefs are more of a spoiler, but I guess they're alive. So they're at home. I would bet they win tomorrow. All these some of you. I went to that bar tonight, Barley's. I was wearing my green jacket and Santa hat, and people give me comments, laughing, joking, yeah, nice. I was in this one guy says jealous or something, jealous. Well, yeah, I guess I was saying one time a guy at Coldwell Banker said he didn't want me to become a broker. I don't have my real estate license anymore, and that Johnson guy said he didn't want me to ever become a broker. So he made up some bullshit to kick me out. Maybe he was honest, saying he doesn't want me to become a broker, and Crum put me in a sleeper hold in a hidden contract room. I guess I didn't do anything about it because I don't know how to do anything. I just don't know what to do in those situations. I mean, I think I'll just go ballistic and it'll be over with for everybody. And I just don't know how to handle that shit that good. I mean, I'm not big enough to sit on the guy and make him beg. He was bigger than me and caught me from behind and put me in sleeper hold. And I just don't know how to deal with these illegal. I just don't know how to deal with it. I don't trust the police or courthouse. Was that guy jealous of me, or was he just fucking? Crum said he had been a truck driver. Another guy said he'd been a truck driver. This ranter, he also said he was homeless. Have you ever been homeless before? It's like, you think that's something to brag about? Do you think anybody wants to give a shit? I let you come in here because you're paying the money and I advertise. You're turning into a problem. He won't leave. He doesn't want to leave. He's fucking off his rocker. He is off his fucking rocker. I don't know why he fucking doesn't leak it. I mean, guess obviously he didn't want to be homeless again. He can afford to pay me $400 a month, but he can't. I mean, if he just shut the fuck up and not do anything stupid like he always does, it's unbelievable. I'm in too deep with this, so until I get out of it, I don't know. Change that day trading rule, I'll get out of it real quick. But jealous, I don't like sitting with these girls. I don't know who the hell this guy was. What he's talking about. Are you a realtor or a home builder or his wife? Yeah, I don't know. I got too many. I don't know. I guess my brain doesn't know how to do this shit, illegal shit. But I guess I sent an email to Reese Nichols. It's now owned by Compass. I guess I can buy Compass and become an owner of the place. I can't own 51% of it. Don't have that much money. I can have token ownership and say I own it, and I would if it mattered. But it only matters against me, never for me. So Compass Real Estate, I'll be the chairman of your Kansas City division for $1 billion a year. That's based on all the bullshit, the crap and fraud, and hedge fund paycheck, market rated paycheck established by hedge funds, which is really $4 billion a year. But I'll put in 1 year for $1 billion as the chairman of Compass Real Estate. Kansas City division, Reese Nichols, or the entire company. Reese Nichols got sold by Warren Buffett at Berkshire Hathaway. They didn't give a shit on Berkshire Hathaway. I don't really fucking. I've been fucked over so many times. I don't fucking believe anything anybody says. Walmart down the street. If Bentonville invites me down there, I'll go to Arkansas and talk to them about being the $1 billion a week man, paycheck, job title. I don't need a job title. I need $1 billion a week. Of course, nobody needs that much money, but that's what it is. So fucking ask me if I care, and I don't just work for free. All the stupid bullshit's like whatever. I do own the place. I don't work for free. What I did in Video Corner, well, I worked for free because I owned a lot of it. I did own let's see, more family owned 50%. I owned a third of 25%, which is about 8%. Was controlled by my dad. Then he started turning into a lunatic, idiot, lying, gossip, mimicking, parrot, whatever. Self-proclaimed murder, identity thief, and it's just destroyed my life. And I don't know how to deal with it besides do this shit. So Walmart, I'll go down to Bentonville. They invite me. Give me about $1 million to go down there, travel expenses, and I'll sign a contract for $1 billion. I'll marry one of these rich girls who's filthy rich. If they're single, I'll marry them, maybe. I'm serious. And of course, the other girl at Barley's tonight. Well, there are a bunch of girls dressed up, in Christmas stuff, and if one of those girls went to South with me and I didn't know her really, just remember her name, and I sent her stuff on Facebook, but it's nothing personal. I don't know. Remembered your name, and I don't even remember. I guess you're married now. If that's you. If that was Wendy, it's I guess I've heard gossip about this. I didn't know this girl really at all. Remember her name, but I appears she's married on Facebook, so I'm not interested in messing with married women. But I said, to their little group, since you're dressed up, I'll let take me to Hawaii for New Year's Eve. She kind of looked down and then she kind of said one, so maybe it was this Wendy girl that I never knew her from Adam and Eve. All these nice looking girls were dressed up in Christmas, so I'm just messing around with these girls, telling them that. And if they're married, I'm not trying to screw with married girls. I'm just, all these other girls, I look like, then they had their rings on. And I'm not here to mess with married girls. I'm not, I'm just messing around on Saturday night in the bar. And like the girl sitting there at Houlihan's eating dinner. Said she went to Shawnee, Michigan, 1975. Yes. I said I was a bartender in kindergarten because I had a Kool-Aid stand. I've been in and out of retirement since kindergarten 60 years ago. And I could have passed the hedge fund license test and been a hedge fund manager when I was in kindergarten. I bragged that I could have done it when I was in kindergarten, but they don't let me. So, oh yeah, she was in the Army, retired Army. She had her Army ID to get a discount, and the other girl was, she said she was 80. I go, oh, you graduated in 80? And she goes, no. She can go to South, so I don't know what they're talking about. Then the other girl on the other side spilled her wine glass and spilled a boat in both of them. And I guess they were getting drunk. I don't know, whatever they were doing. I was just sitting there. I could have been a hedge fund manager in kindergarten. So they owe me $1 billion a week for every week since kindergarten. Punks, Merrill Lynch, Smith Barney, and Peyton Weber, State of Kansas, everybody. Coldwell Banker, Reese Nichols. Johnson didn't want me to get 2 years and be a broker. Crum blindsided me with the sleeper hold. Of course, they're lookalikes, all of them. Of course, Dave Johnson, they said he went to jail for bank fraud. And then when I still have my license, some guy asked me to come in to work as a discount real estate agent. And then when I'm in there, Dave Johnson's sitting there, and I'm like, I got up and left, I think, after a minute. It was like a waste of my time and money, but it's on my resume, and since all this shit's used against me still this day, I got no problem with advertising the facts and the reality. And that, yeah, I'm supposed to get $1 billion a week for every week since kindergarten. Because I work and I tried and I've done what I've done and I got nothing to apologize for. Yeah, I snap, I break down, my mind doesn't work sometimes, right? When people are fucking with me. Everybody's a victim of their surrounding circumstance or environment, so am I. My dad was a lawyer, top lawyer in Kansas City. And the stupid shit, just I can't let fly, and it makes me have no faith in the law. It's just a bunch of fucking shit. And in reality, do the stock owners own the company or not? I've always just been an owner. As an owner, the law's the law. I own stock of the company, I own the company. Now, there's nothing wrong with that reasoning. I've been familiar with the idea of maximizing stock owner value since I was kindergarten. I was reading the Wall Street Journal then, and I owned stock. It just sounded good. But until I started working and lived in reality, I realized it's all a bunch of shit. Now, some people are so stupid they have no idea what that means, or they fucking are so stupid they're in places like Merrill Lynch, fucking getting paychecks more than $1 an hour, and they're fucking me and disrespecting me. And so you're no different than everybody else. Is your degrees and test scores, your college ACT, GMAT. So these punks need to meet their maker. Saw something where National Merit semifinalists, Olathe North. Most Olathe schools had like 2 National Merit semifinalists. But Olathe North had 10 or 15 of them. I mean, they're the smartest school in Olathe. I don't know. I mean, South has usually. Shawnee Mission East was the smartest, on average, highest test scores in the Shawnee Mission District. South had a second, fraction lower. I was a Kansas Scholar. I wasn't a National Merit Scholar, semifinalist. And based on my efforts trying to get the perfect score, they told me it doesn't exist. And I wasn't perfect in English, but I wasn't going to be vocab. I was almost perfect in math. I don't know what it is. So Maryland gave me the trillion punks for your punk ass Nazi mafia fucking bullshit. Murdered my real dad, set him up, the courthouse has jailed me for trespassing, disrespecting my ownership, calling me crazy. They're Nazis, they're punks. They do whatever they can get away with. Everybody does whatever they can get away with. Smartest man in the room. Some guy said something about the room when I was walking through Oak Park one night. Some black guy with his little kiosk in the middle. Smartest man in the room. Who control, nobody's above the law. Everybody's got to have shit. Once they start fucking with me, I got to fuck with them forever because they've disrespected me the magnitude they've done. And the reason I do this is because they started fucking with me when I was 16, so I don't have to apologize. You're no different than everybody else, and that's right. That's common sense, right? Owner's an owner. That seems common sense, right? Is it right in the law? Counting? These questions have been breaking up my way of thinking for a long time. But, paycheck precedents and business license precedents where it's at now. You're no different than everybody else. So how many trillion punks?